Hi there, and welcome to this short video where we'll be sharing our top tips on gaining new donors during the end of year giving period. The end of the year is a really important time for non-profit organisations across the world as their final campaigns are underway. End of year fundraising campaigns are a great way to not only raise funds but gain new donors and new social media followers. So we're sharing Lightful's 5 top tips for gaining new donors during this time. Top tip number 1 is to be strategic with your communications. With the holiday season just around the corner, brands, businesses and organisations will be filling up social media feeds and email inboxes. So how can you make sure that your content stands out? Firstly, send emails and post social media content when you know your donors are online. You can look back at previous emails and check their click rate and see what times they were sent. Also check your social media analytics to find out when donors are most likely to be online. Another good idea is also to personalise email content and subject lines. This helps humanise your content. We know that people are much more likely to open an email from an individual rather than an organisation. They're also much more likely to open an email if their first name is included in the subject line. And lastly, create a content plan. Even if it's something really simple, it's still a good idea to map out what you want to say to donors in the last few weeks of the year, how often you will contact them, and what visual assets, links, or calls to action you're going to include in that content. Tip 2. Create a year-end donation page. Your donation page is the centrepiece of your online fundraising and where you will be directing both new and existing donors, so you want to make sure that it stands out. There's a few ways that you can do this. Firstly, start by updating the visuals. If you have specific visual assets, such as videos or photos that you're using in other campaign materials, like your emails or social media, make sure to add them to your donation page too. It looks great to have consistency across your digital channels. Another great idea is to be transparent and show your progress. A good way to encourage end-of-year donations is to show your donors how far you have come and how far you've left to reach your target. So using things like a progress bar or fundraising thermometer is a great way to communicate these fundraising goals. And lastly, share your page far and wide. Include the link to your donation page in emails, social media content, advertisements, and blogs and articles. You want to direct as much traffic as possible to this page. I'd also advise that you include the link in your social media bios just while your end of year campaign is running. This is a great way for new social media followers to then get to your donation page really quickly. Tip 3. Embrace storytelling and showcase your impact. The most successful nonprofits use storytelling to attract and retain new donors. When you tell a story, you activate sympathy, which then hopefully leads to action. It's an effective tool for grabbing attention, showcasing your work, and attracting and motivating donors. Share personal stories. Spotlight particular individuals, animals, or communities that you work with, and take donors on a narrative journey with different emails, social media posts, and blogs. You can maximise your storytelling with strong visuals. Visual storytelling boosts engagement. Images are compelling and memorable, so make sure to include your strongest photo and video content to inspire and move potential new donors. And lastly, stay focused. What is it that you're trying to explain to your donors? Think of a particular element of your work that you want to showcase. Keep content emotionally engaging but also targeted, as donors will be much more likely to donate to a specific project where they know their money is going directly to that cause. Tip 4. Leverage data to maximise support. Learning from your data will help you better understand your existing donors, so then you can attract more new supporters who are similar to them. Donor data is invaluable to fundraising and acquiring new support. Why? Because with the right information, you can find out which donors are more likely to support your campaign, how much they can give, and what is the best way to make a donation ask. So the 2 ways you can do this are looking at your social media analytics. So find out more about your online audience, learn when they are most likely to be online, their age, gender, location, even their interests. This way you can build an idea of which audience is most engaged and tailor communications towards similar people. And secondly, look at your email marketing analytics. Which emails have the highest open rates? What is the click rate? Which people are donating from an email? which emails direct the most traffic to your website. Similar to your social media analytics, you can use this data to inform future communications. You can replicate your top performing emails, but also don't be afraid to still test out new ideas too. And last but not least, tip number 5, team up to reach new audiences. Partnerships and collaborations are a great way to increase brand awareness and attract new donors. Finding a partner that is related to your cause is key. So you can look at brands. Research brands who are linked to your work. It's a good idea to look at startups who will be interested in partnerships to increase their own audience base, but also to look at bigger brands who will already have experience in charity collaborations. It's also a good idea to look at influencers and celebrities. So which influential people would be a good fit for your cause? Who would be a good ambassador? Reach out to them and see if they are willing to get involved. From attending events to spotlighting you on their social media, leveraging their presence is a great way to reach new audiences and attract new donors. You should also research different companies and businesses. Corporate companies often have charity partnerships, so research local companies and contact them to find out. If they're willing to promote your campaign to their staff, depending on the company size, that could be hundreds of people who will learn about your work. You could also inquire about event sponsorship and other ways that they work with charities. And lastly, reach out to local press. Radio stations and newspapers might feature your campaign, and this could help increase your reach significantly and, of course, inspire those all-important new donors. So those were our 5 top tips for gaining new donors towards the end of the year. We hope you found this useful, and of course, if you have any questions at all or would like some extra support, just get in touch with a member of the Lightful team.